Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the fire signs and their twin flame connection. Fire signs, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. Twins, I hope that you're doing well. If you are here as a cross watcher, welcome. If you are here and you are unsure of what a twin flame connection is, I have included the link to Gabi Kovalenko's full-length explanation of the twin flame journey, and she does such a beautiful job. I could never ever begin to outdo her on that one, so I'm not even going to try. I do have to mention that I feel the tunneling in my left ear, so immediately as soon as I pressed record, your spirit guides are coming in with a very strong presence right away. So I just kind of want to get to it. But first, I just want to explain it a little bit, that the twin flame journey, and I am speaking to twins in separation, twin flame journey involves two people who share the same energetic oversoul. So they're completely independent people who have their own personalities and their own idiosyncrasies and their own passions and loves, but they share that same insight and understanding and intimate connection on an energetic and spiritual level in the 5D. When the twins encounter one another, if they are incarnated in the same lifetime, it's this unbelievable spark. It's this unbelievable kind of synchronicity and beautiful expression of passion and love and friendship that happens all at the same time. And it can become too intense for the twins, and they normally would separate, one being the chaser and one being the runner, and then oftentimes their energies would flip. They're, in a sense, like two magnetic bodies that sometimes attract and sometimes repel. And the reason for this separation period is so that each person can truly understand what it's like to be an independent force of nature, that together they're amazing, but apart they can discover their spiritual gifts and what they're truly meant to do in this lifetime, how they're meant to help others. Twins are incarnated to raise the vibration of humanity, and it's a tremendous journey, and it can be very harrowing and very heartbreaking at times, depending on where you and your twin are in your healing process, in your ascension process. I am a twin. I was in separation until a few weeks ago. So my twin and I have reunited after 5 years, and it's been incredible. And I just have to say, I was never sure of what was going to happen. All I knew is that I needed to work on myself. And that's always going to be the advice that I give to all twins, to really master selfhood and understand what it is that makes you absolutely divine and wonderful. So I do these readings to help twins navigate that journey, because it's harrowing, but it can be tremendously rewarding for you personally. So I'm going to be using 3 decks for your reading today. The first deck for the overall energy will be from the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck. The base spread will be with the Citadel Fantasy Oracle, and your tarot today will be with the Fountain Tarot. And at the end, I will read from the book. Okay, cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and their twin flame connection. Angel spirits, guides, what messages do you have for the fire signs, please? Overall energy for the fire signs. Sorry, this deck is kind of, it's hexagonal, so it's kind of weird to shuffle. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Spirit. Succus lunarae, sap of the moon plant. So specific. Sap of the moon plant. I can honestly say I've never gotten this card in a reading before, so it's just this like beautiful, I don't know, expression of the cosmos. You can see here in the center, it's probably the center petals, but it also looks like a crescent moon. And so for some reason, like I see the crescent moon, I think of the Middle East, or I think of the flag. Which flag is it? Turkey? Please forgive me my ignorance. I want to say Turkey. So you may be from Turkey or speak Turkish or have an affinity to that area. Or your twin may be. You know, there's something so poetic about this kind of black flower. It's not something that, you know, one might readily give to a friend or a loved one, and yet there's such a tremendous shadowy beauty to it, and Spirit is kind of giving me that indication that that's how your connection is with your twin, that there could be some, Spirit just said fanciful darkness. I mean, I understand that. My twin and I have that as well. There's like a lot of, there's this comfort that we both feel in the shadow energies, although I will always work towards the light, right? But as a water sign, I have to navigate those depths like on the daily basis, right? But for you and your twin, I mean, it's like you walk those paths with a kind of grace, at least in the energetic realm, right? It's just so sultry. So there could be a lot of kind of sexual tension, intimacy that really kind of was out of this world, which makes absolute sense. But the kind of remainder of what stands is this shadowy beauty. It's this thing that only you and that person share, and that you and that person can appreciate. There's something about the appreciation factor. Like if you gave a flower that looked like this to a loved one, I mean, symbolically and through language and through like visual means, what we're taught in society, we should be liking bright things, bright flowers, cheerful things, and it wouldn't be the go-to. I'm seeing a black cat. You know, black cats are the ones that are last to be adopted, which is horrible because they're so sweet. If you've ever been around a black cat, like they're the sweetest. They're the sweetest, but they're misunderstood. There's this stigma around black cats as being bad luck. But of course, in the tarot, I'm now thinking of the Queen of Wands card, where a black cat is beautifully featured as her kind of familiar, her good luck charm. So there's something to it, some like a misunderstanding. People don't understand your twin flame connection, and quite honestly, I wouldn't expect them to. If it's very hard for people that are not twins to understand the twin flame connection. But you find the beauty in it. You find the beauty in your person. Okay, 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier. The first energy will be yours. The second will be your twins. The third will be the connection. The fourth will be advice from spirit. I think your spirit guides are now on this side. So I feel muting in this ear, which is very rare. I usually hear ear ringing, but it's like a muting right now. Feel free to flip the energies between you and what I designate as your twin, as twins often mirror one another. Okay, 1 extra card came out. Take it as part of your overall energy. I'll show you that in one moment. 4 cards on the table. Getting the, that was loud. Getting the tarot, yeah. Spirit just said the word visionary. We'll get to it in a second. Your spirit guides are like really eager to talk to you. Visionary. You are a visionary. Yeah. Wow. Wow. All right. 1 moment, spirit. 1 moment. Okay. The extra card that flipped out, which will be part of your overall energy, the forgotten, missed opportunities, and fear of failure. So that could be part, you know, if you are in separation right now, then you're going through your kind of spiritual ascension, your journey to discover yourself, not just to understand the twin flame connection, but in a way, it's like make it work for you. Make this connection work for you. And how do you do that? You look at everything and all the ways that your twin triggers you, and you just like flip it on its head. You're just like, okay, my twin triggers me when they pull away. And when they pull away, it's like this avoidant attachment, right? I'm not a psychologist. I just watch a lot of these videos that talk about it. It's very fascinating. Read more about it, right? So the spirit is giving it to me. When my twin pulls away, this is just an example. When my twin pulls away, I get triggered because it's like, why are they pulling away from me? Don't they know that I love them? And so part of that process is to, you know, as Mel Robbins would say, let them pull away, let them miss you, you know, and then all the energy that you directed towards your twin, you just start directing back to yourself. But there is this sense, I mean, I feel like this is the trigger for both of you, that there's this fear in the separation period that one or both of you have forgotten each other, or like the other, you both think that your counterpart has just forsaken you, forgotten you, or just left you in the dust, right? This is the fear here. I kind of always look at this as my like extraterrestrial card, and I always want to flip it over like this, you know, kind of being whisked away into the spaceship. And this happened in the I think the water sign reading, where I did this, and I was like, you know, it's like we're having to turn things on its head, having to look at things from a different perspective, trying to understand, right? And it's not that we're giving our twin like a free pass, not at all. But when we can show like a compassionate side and empathy towards what our twin may be going through, we can understand them better, and then therefore we can kind of not just forgive them, but also understand what our part was, what part did we play in it. So that's kind of the theme that I get with that card. So in your energy, and remember, flip it with your twins if you so desire, if you feel you resonate more with the twin pile, but this is your energy as far as I can see it, the waker, awareness, and reflection. So when this card flipped out, I was given the word visionary. You can see here this like all-seeing eye breaking through the clouds, also acting as kind of like a sun you know, a sun rays and a light source, and like parting the seas, parting the clouds, seeing clearly, illumination. There are some, what I interpret as teardrops coming from that eye, but it's almost like a catharsis. This expression of your emotions allows you to release it from not just your energetic body, but also your physical body. Spirit is now pointing my attention to this part of the part that's underneath, or that connects your kind of chest plate to your arms, right through your shoulders here. There's like a tendon or a muscle group there. That's the space where we hold all of our sadness, which is weird. But if you're ever kind of crying or upset and you feel that like pain, yes, you can feel it in your pit of your stomach, but that sadness, that deep sadness, is held in these spaces right here. And it's strange. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's because it's like connected to the heart chakra. I'm not sure why, but like if you ever cry and you notice that pain that like starts here, kind of emanates down your arm. That's not just personal. I mean, that's what somatic healing and stuff has stated, that that's where the trauma happens. And one time when I was crying, I noticed that pain, and it was like I stopped crying for a moment because I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Sometimes when I'll do very deep leg stretches, that area, this area of my body will start to kind of, it's almost like release that grief or trauma or whatever. I'm not sure what is happening, but Spirit is showing that to me. It's like shedding these tears is also helping to release it from your physical body, which is very important. And perhaps part of the awakening process for you is awareness, reflection, is understanding not just how your energetic body works, but also your emotional, physical. And you're kind of like working on that right now. And it's, some things are becoming clearer to you about where you stored and trapped pain. And when you release it, right, it's like I've been telling everybody in the past few readings that I've been trying to get rid of half of my possessions. And I'm working on it. I mean, I think I've gotten rid of like 12 bags of clothes, and I mean, countless books, crystals I've even given away. I'm just trying to make space, right? So think about your body and your grief and your trauma, whatever, the same way. When you release all of that, then you can make space for something new, something revitalizing. And it's clarified, the Waker is clarified, number 1 in the major arcana, the Magician. Spectacular. I love this for you. The Magician, the power of all 4 suits of the tarot, as we can see here, right? He's got all of the kind of tools of the tarot, all of the elements: air, earth, fire, water, wands, pentacles, swords, and cups. All of the elements, all of the ways in which we experience life in this poetic, kind of earthy, very symbolic as well. Using all of these tools at your disposal to make magic, to make manifestations come true. So it's kind of like clearing the energy, clearing a path, clearing of a line of sight, field of vision. Spirit is saying, field of vision. Look and see how he's like, it's kind of like holding all of these tools over that eye, right? That's a beautiful synchronicity. In order to, it's almost like to see the vision very clearly, the manifestation very clearly, so you can walk towards it. That's gorgeous. And I mean, I feel like you've been doing this for a while. When I think wire, I think of the show The Wire, which takes place in Baltimore. So you might be having a connection to Baltimore. That show is brilliant. That's best TV show of all time, in my humble opinion. Clarifying all this is the Five of Wands. Yeah, I mean, Five of Wands is, I mean, it's a very energetic card, kind of a card of training. We're in a process of training ourselves. We want to be careful that we're not working against ourselves, because sometimes the fives, it's like a little self-sabotagey, sometimes getting in your own way. So here you are, I mean, diligently at work, expending a lot of energy, trying to make magic happen. Just be mindful of your resting periods, your hydration periods, right? It's like, take care of yourself. Like, don't work yourself into the bone. It's like somebody who's like on a mission to I don't know, lose a lot of weight, and then you're like overly working out and depleting your body of like nutrients or energy because you're not properly replenishing yourself, right? That's just an example. So when we do the energetic workout, we also have to make sure that we're replenishing ourselves. So that's the message for you right now, for your twins energy. They got the Warrior, perfectionism and burnout. Well, see how you mirror one another? This is your card. This is your twins. I see here too that it's like kind of, it feels like kind of Nordic, Viking-ish. So you might have Nordic roots as well. Do you see? This is perfectionism and burnout. It's literally what I was just talking about here. You are twins mirroring one another. Your twin, but the thing about this card and the depictions here, the shield, the axes, the swords, feels very defensive. It's, or offensive, defensive at the same time. Like, we're ready for battle. Hey, these are two cards of kind of battle, actually. We're ready for battle. It's like we're on the offensive, but really they're feeling, I feel the shield more than anything else in this image, and it's like trying to like protect themselves. They're trying to just hold it up, maybe to you, maybe to the connection, which, you know, might not feel good to hear that, but it's a natural part of the process of just, you know, especially if your twin is the runner, they're trying to figure it all out, and it's like really overwhelming for them, and so they're just putting up the shield like, I don't know how much more I can take. And so instead of thinking about the twin flames, of thinking about you, they're going to go straight in the opposite direction. This perfectionism burnout, they might be a workaholic, they might be kind of an entrepreneur, and they're just running themselves ragged. Right? We're talking about replenishing the body of its essential needs. I don't know that your twin is being very good about that right now. And, you know, that might cause you to worry a little bit, but again, focus that worry back on yourself. The more that you take care of yourself, it's like energetically, it will demand your twin do the same, right? The more that you're up-leveling and you're showing your stuff and you're really vibing high, your twin will have to energetically rise up to meet you. It's the push and pull of the connection. It's clarified by number 13 of the major arcana, Scorpio and Aries energy, and it's the Death card. You got the, or what rather, excuse me, your twin got this card in reverse. The Death card talks about endings bringing new beginnings, right? It's this sense that something is kind of being let go of, some cycle of repeat is kind of coming to an end in the upright, coming to an end, phoenix rising from the ashes. Your twin got it in reverse, so there's still work that needs to be done with them, and maybe all of these swords and axes and sharp objects are here so that they can cut cords. Spirit just showed me cutting cords. Maybe they could be cutting cords with karmic partners. They could be cutting cords with karmic patterns. Because now I kind of see a little bit of devil energy with your twin. Your twin could be a Capricorn or have Capricorn placements in their chart. But I see that devil energy in my mind's eye. It's like this cycles of repeat, workaholism, all the isms, addiction. You know, these are poor, but understandable at times coping mechanisms. Like we've all been there. None of us are perfect. We've all, I mean, if you saw the chocolate consumption of me this morning, it was definitely not healthy. We're working on ourselves every day, every day. Can I get a clarifier for the Warrior and the Death card in reverse? Thank you. Two of Swords in reverse. Throughout this process, though, I think they're starting to see more clearly. Two of Swords is air energy. Talks about kind of being, Spirit used the word ignorant. I don't really like that word in this context because she's wearing a blindfold. So I was going to say like unable to see something clearly, but Spirit, that word came out like a flash, ignorant. They've been ignorant of something. So if Spirit uses a word that strong, it's like they mean to use that word. That, okay, Spirit just said willful ignorance. Willful ignorance. Okay, I mean, I think, you know, maybe some of you, your twin is like, I don't want to say rejecting the connection. I think they're still grappling with the responsibility of the connection, like their responsibility to the connection. I think they're starting to see that clearly now because they got the Two of Swords in the reverse. So blindfold off. It's lots of swords energy, right? But it's almost like putting the swords down. Not just deferring to what makes rational sense with that swords energy and like bringing it back down to these watery depths. It's like, what is it I actually feel? That's difficult, especially if they're avoidant or they're the runner, like to like sit with your feelings. One of the most difficult things you could ever do in your life. How your twin has shaped you and brought about those feelings again can be very uncomfortable. I feel as though your twin is on the defensive. I feel they're uncomfortable, but I also feel that there's this reckoning that's happening that they have to deal with, they have to face. For the connection, I feel like some of you, your twin is an air sign. I see like very, very strong air sign energy in this reading. With the Magician, this is Virgo, Gemini. Then all of these swords energy for the air signs, and now in the connection. The air, unseen potential, hesitation. Clarified by the King of Swords. The ultimate air sign. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I always see this with Gemini and Aquarius more strongly. I mean, both of these cards speak to some kind of royalty, up-leveling, putting on our crown, sitting on our throne, standing in our power. There, you know, no matter what your twin is going through with regards to your connection, it by no means suggests that they aren't still up-leveling in some aspect of their life. It could be their career or something. I mean, there's a lot of hard work that's happening here. So, Spirit just said the word status. Status might be important to one or both of you. Your finances, your you know, getting that promotion that you wanted, starting that business that you wanted, really taking taking the bull by the horns, which makes me think of Taurus energy. But unseen potential and hesitation. I mean, like, do we want to put on this crown? Are we ready to experience the heaviness of it? What is that? Okay. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Is that an expression? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I don't know. Where is that from? Shakespeare? No idea. The Spirit's not giving that to me. They just gave me that statement. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And yet, are we up to the task? I mean, to me, this talks about leadership, entrepreneurship, like really being bold and assertive and putting yourself out there, taking risks. I see the Fool card in my mind. Being courageous, like really stepping into your personal power, which is what the King of Swords suggests. Doing, like, let's say you have a passion project or like a business or something, you're putting in the work, you're doing the research, you're running the facts and the figures, you're having important meetings and crucial conversations. You're really drawing out all of your creative ideas, putting pen to paper. You're writing that book. You are making strides and you're doing the research. You're doing, you know, you're doing the analysis. Right? The King of Swords is often this figure that is very learned, very structured, very strategic. So this is the connection, right? This is the, you know, how we're doing things in short order, but we're trying to kind of take up the mantle. I never know that expression. Pick up the sword, you know. We're trying to hold the crown with some dignity and doing what we can to understand it. So, I mean, it's almost as if, you know, maybe you or your twin, or like, obviously if you've made it here at all, thank you for being here. But, you know, you're curious about the twin flame journey and you want to learn more. That's why I watch twin flame readings. And, you know, understanding like very intimately what's involved, what's at stake, and especially what's at stake for you on a personal level. That's why I said that I felt this like really strong message come through of using, not abusing, just using the twin flame dynamic to your advantage. You know, just because I'm like a spiritual girly doesn't mean that I'm not interested in making money and having abundance and having stability in my life. No, I'm absolutely interested in all those things, right? Like, I don't think that makes me a lesser of a person or a lesser of a tarot reader because of that. Money is part of energetic economy. If money doesn't rule your life, you can use money to support your life. Right? The purpose of life is not just to make money. The purpose of life is to experience it. If making money helps you to experience the things that you want to experience, if you want to travel the world, if you want to own a home, if you want to be able to do philanthropic work, right? Philanthropy involves giving out resources, right? So the more resources you have, the more you can give away. So money is an economy like anything else. It's just this tool that we use, and if we can think in a healthy way about that, the better we are. And Spirit wanted me to drone on about that, so I feel like that's important for somebody. Can I get a clarifier for the air and the King of Swords, please? 2 cards came out. Damn. That's beautiful. The Queen of Cups and the Justice card. Normally, Justice card is number 11, but in this deck, it's number 8. Justice card, here's Libra. Right? I said, this usually reminds me more of Aquarius, Gemini energy, and Libra was like, oh, hello, I want to make my appearance. Justice in the Major Arcana talks about karmic justice, karmic balance, this equilibrium. It's like paying our energetic dues. Can also represent contracts, negotiations. So that could have something to do with a business endeavor. Some legal court case going in your favor. The Queen of Cups, Cancer energy, really different, right? It's almost like Spirit saying, don't forget, always infuse love into the connection. Self-love, love for twin, love for the world. Queen of Cups, very generous, empathetic, compassionate, very giving. Advice from Spirit. The Captain, taking command, teamwork, right? Here it is, Spirit saying, let's come together, twins. Even if it's in the higher realms, the astral realms, astral projection, the 5D, and it's clarified by number 17, Aquarius energy, the star. This is what I'm saying. There's so much air sign energy in your reading today, fire signs. I mean, maybe this has it's come to the point in your twin flame connection where you're like, you know, I'm used to my passions leading me. I'm used to having that spark, that fire. But now, maybe through this journey, I'm having to, you know, just curtail or subdue it just a little bit so that I can start to use the rational side of myself. It's there in all of us, right? So I feel like the rational side is coming out. And I mean, maybe, you know, you as a fire sign, your twin is an air sign, for example. And so, you know, you're kind of coming from, you're trying to see the world through a perspective that they might share, and vice versa. Maybe their inner fire is coming out. But I mean, this is, look at this, no coincidence here. Never any coincidence, just synchronicity with this. The Star card talks about wish fulfillment and healing. This is Spirit's advice. Healing on a cosmic level, an energetic level, a spiritual level, soul to soul, soul to soul, two lights. It's like everything here is symmetric. Everything's equal. Right? It's like I see your higher selves in the 5D saying, we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this, and we're going to work towards our wish fulfillment. That's really beautiful, man. Wow. That was a tremendous reading. I mean, I don't know how you felt about it, but that's how I feel. So I'm going to read from the book, Sap of the Moon Plant. Sap of the Moon Plant. Nocturnal, sacred water of the unconscious. Succus lunaria is an ancient substance said to be born of water, plant, and moonlight. This elixir develops in the depth of night and is thus a metaphor for the wellspring of the unconscious. When this alchemical magic is afoot, it's all about dreams. The answer you are seeking will not come from the intellect, nor the opinion of others. It will surface from the depths, as if rising from the ancient waters of your memory. The work is to rest, restore, and awaken your celestial senses. Do this by pausing, by releasing your grip. The sap of the moon plant signifies you are in the deep territory of destiny and the imagination. This is a mythic moment. The dream is waiting to show itself, but awaits your sincere invitation. Ask and rest, all will be revealed. So that's your reading of fire signs. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.